Call to order the regular board meeting, DeSoto County Board of Education for May the 7th, 2026. Can we please stand for the pledge? Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We need to approve the agenda. Mr. Olson, do you have a recommendation?
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the agenda.
Do I have a motion?
Make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Mr. Olson, your superintendent's report today?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First of all, I would like to ask the board to please consider personnel contract matters in executive session today. Personnel contract matters. This week is Teacher Appreciation Week. Just like every week, we want to appreciate all of our teachers and teacher assistants, but this has been a special week. We've seen on social media where several of our businesses and organizations have been supporting our teachers and teacher assistants, and as always, we want to thank them for all of their hard work. We have got a great group of students here with us today. We have got some state champions with us, and we have got some 30-plus ACT seniors with us also. We have Center Hill High School and Lewisburg High School represented. We're going to start today by recognizing a state championship group, the archery team from Center Hill High School. I'd like to ask Principal Jason Witt to please come forward at this time.
Thank you, Mr. Russell, and thank you, school board, for allowing us to come and celebrate our state champions. And at this time, I want to invite the archery coach, Miss Judy Terry, to come up to introduce the 2026 archery state champions, actually the first and only archery state champions with DeSoto County Schools. So, Ms. Terry.
I want to thank y'all for allowing us to come today and be recognized. We're recognizing the MHSAA Class 3 Bullseye National Archery in Schools Program state champions, but I would like a special note that they were the overall MHSAA state champions out of all 4 classes as well. And I have a group that competes in 2 other divisions and that are not MHSAA, and in those divisions, they were the runner-up in the outdoor 3D, and they were the state champions in the indoor. Arij Salih. Isabella Gonzalez. Daniela Michael. Jaylon Dixon. Ben Mansfield. Chase Waldrop. Chase Mercado. Austin Johnson. Haley Evans. Kaylee Bruce. Isabel Brown. Caitlin Jackson. Peyton Martin. Alexis Brumley. Brennan Barker. Annis Fauzi. Hudson Evans. Addison Perry. Parker Thomas. Hannah Strasser. Anissa Brown. Titan Sims. Nate Wilson. Summer Gasparo. Zakiah Zinn. Arthur Roman. Wyatt Jones. Luke Burton. Chanel Corrado. Jamal Newell. Ethan Gresham. And I have one archer who was not able to be here, Don Brewer.
We'll get a team photo after we get done with recognition for Lewisburg High School. We'll get team photos of Center Hill High School and Lewisburg High School, both outdoors. We have such big groups for both of them. We'll get that organized after we get done with recognition. And so let's give another round of applause to Center Hill High School. Awesome accomplishment. Now we've got Principal Chris Perkins to recognize our 30-plus seniors from Lewisburg High School.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much. We always appreciate the opportunity to honor these students at the highest level in our county. I'm going to call Miss Maggie Dennis up here to help me hand out the certificates. And I also want to recognize Miss Tracy Hunter in the back, as well as Miss Patricia Tabor. All three of those are PSAT teachers for us and help a lot of these students get to that 30-plus point. All right, first up, Lee McNeil. Sophia Zaccanini. Nolan Gerland. Kaylee Reisinger. Cameron Russell. Ben Loggeman. Clark Teal. Gracie Pino. Cable Bearden. Kellyanne Hill. Court King. Gigi Wheeler. Skylar Babb. Owen Hillman. Davin Foyt. Caroline Busby. Mackenzie White. Elizabeth Carpenter. Fisher Melton. Laney Neely. Joshua Clark. Reagan Carter. Christopher Pennell. Brooks Berryhill. Sarah Hill. Marlene Velasquez. Emily Darby. Lillian Deshays. Emily Dorian. Annalyn Ellis. Sarah Frame. Ariel Jameson. Jacob Lane. Hunter Baggett. Chase Bennett. Jesse Bingham. Emma Jefferson. Emerson Taylor. And Elena Weir. Yes, sir. We have two students that couldn't be here today, Garrett Latham and Erica Zhu. That, if you weren't counting, was 41 students from Lewisburg that scored.
It's always a great thing when we have too many students to take a picture in here. So we have to take it outside with all the 30 plus ACT. So that's wonderful. Seniors, want to congratulate you and on your 30 plus on the ACT, and I hope that everything, you have a great season here as we get ready for graduation, that you soak it all in and enjoy it. It's going by quick. Same thing with our Center Hill seniors. Hope that y'all have a great rest of the way out between now and graduation. If you're an underclassman, we hope to see you back here next year with another state championship, we hope. So let's just give everybody another big round of applause. Mr. Perkins, Mr. Witt in the back, I'll leave it up to y'all to figure out how to get two team photos. We've never had to do two out front, so if y'all get them divided up, and we'll get those done so we can put them on social media. Thank y'all for being here today. Y'all have a great evening.
And now we have got another special part of the superintendent's report. We've got Ms. Wanda Williams with us here. Today is Children's Mental Health Day, and ask Ms. Williams please come in. You'll see a lot of green up here on stage. Ms. Williams,
And you guys look amazing in your green. Thank you so much. So as Mr. Usleton said, this day is National Children's Mental Health Awareness Day. And I usually present at the meeting and talk a lot about what we've done, but this time I'm going to do something a little different. So I had the honor last week of speaking at our Mississippi School Board Association. And I shared with them really our state statutes in terms of how our students are doing in Mississippi. So I'm going to share those with you today as well. Approximately 28,000 children in Mississippi experience major depression. 16,000 of those youth receive no treatment at all. Nearly 19% of Mississippi's teens have seriously considered suicide. About 9% of those have attempted suicide. And suicide currently is the third leading cause of death among 15 to 24-year-olds in Mississippi. So what that tells us in our state, these are our students. And what we have decided in DeSoto County is that we've made mental health a priority. And I want to share with you some of what our stats are. This past year alone, our social and emotional referrals for school counselors, our elementary, we had 3,740 students referred in elementary school to our school counselors. Our middle school was 4,244, and our high school was 2,378. That's 10,362 students. With our student population, 30% of our students are dealing with social and emotional situations and issues. This year alone, our mental health referrals, our mental health therapists served from August to March 1,300 students. And this year we partnered with the University of Mississippi to offer a vaping program. Currently, 20 of our students have successfully completed that program. What that is saying is that DeSoto County Schools has prioritized mental health. We have a school wellness policy, and MDE requires that we look at how our school is doing in terms of wellness. This effort was led, our school policy, by Mr. Ryan Kirkendall, and I want to share with you what that assessment said. So we have 7 components, and those components look at nutrition and nutrition environment and services, physical education, health services, counseling, psychological and social services and climate, also family engagement, community involvement, and marketing and health school environment and implementation. All of our schools were given this assessment and looking at the 7 components with their wellness team. This is our ratings. And as you can see, we're doing really well. In terms of nutrition and environment, we were scored at 89%. Physical education, 96%. Health education, 93%. Health services, 97%. And I was super excited about this one. Counseling, psychological, and social services, we were scored at 100%. Family engagement, 81.9%, and implementation, how we're doing things, 94%. So one thing that I wanted you guys to do is be able to hear from our students, our parents, and our teachers. So I have a little something for you. Starting with our students. Okay, I had something for you. Starting with our students again. Oh, okay, we're just having fun here today. Now my mental health is on. Okay, let's see again. I may have something for you. If not, you'll get it in an email. Okay, let's try again.
We are learners. Thoughtful. Intelligent. Growing. Encouraging. Respectful. And strong. Thinking of others. Intelligent. Very smart. Always learning. E is for encouraging and cheering people on. For respect.
So these are our wonderful students at Hernando, at Hernando Elementary. One of the things, if you didn't notice, they were spelling tigers. So now I would like for you to hear from some of our students that were receiving services through our department.
I'm Sanaya Clark, and I participated in the mental health program here at DeSoto. This program was very helpful in helping me come back to school after certain family events when it seemed like no one else cared. It helped me to continue in school and helped me honestly graduate a year early. Honestly, there was plenty of time to learn how I was going to graduate at all. But this program helped me to see that there was light at the end of the tunnel. Thank you.
It's another one of our middle school students.
My name is Dalton McKnight, and I've been involved with the mental health program for the past year. The skills I've received from my therapist, Mr. Martin, have greatly improved my time management skills and stopped mental snowballs from forming. I truly appreciate not only his work, but everything that goes into the program.
And lastly, one of our high school students.
What it has meant to you to have access to school-based mental health services this year?
It's actually really good because I've been through a whole lot of like different stuff, like at home stuff and at school stuff. Like at home has been pretty rough this year. We got people moving in, moving out, and like everything has been all in the air. Not really permanent at my house at this point, but being able to talk about this stuff at my school and having an outlet to actually get these feelings out is amazing to me. I feel seen and heard and validated for everything. And
So one thing that I wanted to share with you is none of this would be possible if it wasn't for our school board and the things that you've allowed to happen, our mental health department and the vision that you've set forth in your leadership. I also want you to hear from families.
Hey, Miss Jenny, it's the Laurels, and we just wanted to tell you how much we truly have appreciated you the past 2 years. You have supported our girls through so much development, and I don't think we could have done it without you, and we just truly appreciate everything you've done for our girls and how much you've supported us as parents and them as students.
Hey, Miss Jenny, thank you so much for being such a supportive person. I'm gonna miss you next year. Thank you.
And finally, we've worked really hard this year to really make sure that our teachers were supported in the area of mental health, and so are our parents. So I want you to hear from them as well. Our mental health department is comprised of our school counselor, as well as our mental health therapist. So they work collaboratively to help our students.
Our counselor, Stacy, has been a great support to me throughout the years. She has always provided me with practical tools and strategies to handle these challenging behaviors that we see in the classroom every day, whether that was because she knew them last year in kindergarten or just overall her abundance of knowledge to be able to give me these things to help me combat these behaviors in the classroom with a positive impact. She always gives a listening ear, whether that's for me and my children in the classroom or even my personal life with my personal children. I'm super, super grateful for her guidance that I've had throughout these last few years.
And last, one of our parents at DCAC.
The school mental health team has been a very positive impact with my child and giving my child a safe place to be honest about their struggles and their feelings. They've taught my child confidence and knowing to be aware of their mental and their physical health. That is very important. I've seen the change in my child and how she interacts with others at school and at home. I just think that what the school mental health team is doing is real, and I thank them.
So I want to leave you guys with this. What I want you to know is, although we saw the numbers and what's happening in our state, DeSoto County has decided to be a model for our state, and they've decided that not only would we pay attention to what's going on with our students, but we would involve our community. Last year and the other years, I've shared with you things that we've done in our community with our mental health awareness nights. We are partnering with not only medical providers, but we're also partnering with our YMCA. We're doing all the things to make students know that we understand that they are more than their academic goals, but that we also want them to be socially and emotionally well. Finally, I want to say that it starts early. I'm going to leave you with this little kindergartner here. I put beside him, you're braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. And I loved his little message.
Me and Miss Fablius have been helping each other, and I've been trying to work with my friends' issues, and also I've been trying to work for my golden teaching, and as long as I help other people, I will probably pass this year.
So I really thought it was wonderful that he understood that if he helped his friends with his issues and if he worked on himself, he would probably pass this year. So it does start early. Thank you guys so much. And I'll leave you with this. DeSoto County Schools will continue to be a path forward, supporting the well-being of our students, families, staff, and community. And we could not do that without the support of you as a board. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the presentation, and thank you for all of your hard work in the mental health department. We're very proud of all the work that you do, and very glad that we were able to start this program several years ago, and so that way we've seen it develop over time. So thank you for that. That concludes the superintendent's report.
Thank you, Ms. Wilson. Her presentation at the MSBA was outstanding. If you were there, you heard it was really outstanding. So I'm gonna give you another round of applause for that. She made everybody feel.
Even though I wasn't there, personally, I saw you on Zoom, and I was so proud of you that you were part of DeSoto County Schools.
Thank you.
Mr. Key, you have an attorney's report?
I have two potential litigation matters that both need to be taken up in executive session.
We need to approve the minutes for April 16th, 2026. Do we have a motion?
I make that motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I second. Consent agenda. Do we have a recommendation, Mr. Austin?
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the consent agenda.
Do we have a motion?
I make that motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I second. New business. How you doing, Mr. Reed?
I'm good.
Line item H.
So bids were open on April the 29th for the purchase of brand-specific educational Apple products. My recommendation that the board accept the bid submitted by Apple Incorporated.
Mr. Olson, do you have a recommendation?
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the bid from Apple for the brand-specific Apple products.
Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor? I second. Line item D, Mr. Williams.
So a reverse auction was conducted on April the 23rd for meal kits for the district. My recommendation that the board accept the lowest and the best bid submitted by Optimum Food LLC.
Mr. Olson, do you have a recommendation?
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the lowest and best bid from Optimum Foods for the meal kits for summer feeding.
Do I have a motion?
I make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I second. Line item C, Mr. Williams.
A request for proposal for open on April the 7th for a universal screener and intervention instruction program for the district. Based on the evaluation, continued scoring, and recommendation, that I recommend that the board approve it into a contract with Amplify for these services.
Line item, any correction? Good. Your recommendation, Mr. Olson?
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the bids for the RFP, Universal Screener and Intervention Instruction Program.
Do I have a motion?
I make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Line item D, Mr. Williams.
Yes, sir. In your packet is a gas receipt and supporting documentation regarding an employee. The employee used a personal debit card to purchase fuel for a bus. We're requesting permission to reimburse the employee for the cost reflected on the receipt.
Well, Mr. Olson, do you have a recommendation?
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the request to reimburse the employee at One Lake Middle School.
Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Line item E, Mr. Williams.
Yes, sir. Included in your packet is a tire receipt and supporting documentation regarding an employee who experienced a tire issue while returning from a baseball trip. We're requesting permission to reimburse the employee for the cost reflected on the receipt.
Mr. Olson, do you have a recommendation?
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the request to reimburse the employee at Olive Branch High School.
Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Line item F, Mr. Williams.
Yes, sir. Included in your packet is an invoice and supporting documentation from the principal of DeSoto Central Middle School. The school is requesting permission to pay a vendor for services rendered prior to the issuance of a purchase order. These have put steps that have been implemented to help ensure this does not occur again.
Mr. Olson, do you have a recommendation?
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the request to pay the vendor at DeSoto Central Middle School.
Do I have a second? Correction. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Mr. Kirkendall. Line item D.
Yes, sir. This is a policy revision for policy JNB. We are asking to revise this policy to update language regarding eligibility.
Mr. Olson, do you have a recommendation?
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the revised board policy J and B seal of biliteracy.
Do I have a motion?
I'll make that
motion.
Do I have a second?
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Samples, line item H.
Yes, the Special Education Department requests to provide a summer program for our students who are significantly visually impaired or blind. This program will focus specifically on learning Braille, expanded core curriculum, and orientation and mobility. The summer program will be provided the week of June 15th through June 9th for 3 hours a day at Oak Grove Central Elementary. Transportation will be provided for those students who need it. The teachers of the visually impaired and our contractual orientation and mobility specialists would be paid on their hourly rate of pay for 3.5 hours a day, allowing 30 minutes for planning. Federal special education allocations would be used to cover the expense of this supplemental program. And there's also a copy of the flyer in your packet.
Mr. Olson, do you have a recommendation?
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the special education summer program with Braille Explorers Academy.
Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Mr. Alexander, personnel.
Sir, your personnel packet this afternoon, pages 1 through 5 are recommendations. Pages 6 through 10 are personnel changes. Pages 11 through 25, 26, 27 through your pay scales. Page 26 is a memo from Chris Jenkins, Director of Athletics, on paraprofessionals participating next year, one at volleyball at DeSoto Central High, and another cheer at Centerville High. Page 27 is from Ms. Russell, our Director of High Schools, who requests to reclassify 2 part-time senior success interventionists to 1 504 case manager. Page 28 is from Ms. Goss, Director of Special Education, requesting a stipend of $100 for all new SLPs and SAs who attend new speech orientation. That's on July 22nd. Page 29 is a request for pay from Ms. Michael, Director of Academic Support, on administrators for elementary school, summer school, and summer reading count. That will begin June 4th and go through June 25th at their hourly rate. Page 30 is also for Ms. Michael, administrators for middle school, summer school, beginning 6/9, and I'll go through 7/2 at their hourly rate. Page 31, request for additional pay for Ms. Michael, on administrators for high school, summer school, 6/9 through 7/2 hourly rates. Page 32 is a request for additional pay for Ms. Treadway, on an employee who will work pre-K summer committee beginning June 1st and ending June 30th, and that'll be at $30 per hour. Pages 33 and 34 is a request from Ms. Treadway on teachers to work up to 20 hours on the K-2 summer committee beginning June 15th through June the 19th at $30 per hour. Page 35, a request for additional pay from Ms. Goss on employee who will work summer ESY beginning June 1st through June 25th. Rates. Page 36 and 37 is a request from Ms. Goss on some ESY employee. That would be again on May 29th through June 25th. At hourly rates, page 38 through 41, request from Ms. Burke, our Director of Intervention on K-8 Summer Intervention Committee beginning June 5th and ending June 25th at $30 per hour. Page 42 is a request from Ms. Burke on employee who will serve as a mental health therapeutic interventionist tech who worked up to 30 hours beginning June 5th through June 25th at $30 an hour. Pages 43 and 44 is from Ms. Dunning, Director of Intermediate Schools on employee who will work 3 to 5 math summer committee beginning June 2nd through June 19th at $30 per hour. Page 45 and 46 is a request for additional pay from Ms. Dunning on employees to work 3rd through 5th grade science summer committee June 8th through June 19th at $30 per hour. Page 47 and 48, request for additional pay from Ms. Dunning on employees to work 3rd through 5th ELA Summer Committee beginning June 1st through June 12th at $30 per hour. Page 49 through 50 is a request for additional pay from Ms. Russell, Director of High Schools, on employees to work high school summer math, and that would begin June 1st through June 30th at $30 an hour. Pages 51 through 52 is a request from Ms. Russell on employees to work summer librarian committee, May 28th through June 30th, $30 per hour. Pages 53 and 54 is a request for additional pay from Ms. Russell on employees to work high school summer ELA committee beginning June 1st through June 30th, $30 per hour. Page 55 through 56 is a request from Ms. Yen, Director of Accreditation, requesting all 3rd grade test coordinators to work up to 20 additional hours due to testing requirements through July 1st of 26 through June the 30th of 27 at their hourly rate. Pages 57 through 58 is a request from Ms. Yen that all high school test coordinators work up to 40 additional hours for testing requirements, and that's also July 1st, 26 through June 30th of 27 at their hourly rate. Page 59 through 60 is a request for additional pay from Ms. Strickland, Director of Middle School, on teachers who will work middle school ELA committee that begin June 1st through June 5th, $30 per hour. Pages 61 through 62 is from Ms. Strickland on teachers who will work middle school summer math committee that begins June 1st through June the 19th at $30 per hour. Page 63 is from Ms. Samples, Assistant Superintendent, on an employee that be a bilingual parent liaison who will work with summer registration beginning June the 9th through July 2nd. Hourly rate. Page 64 is a request for additional pay from the samples on employee who will film and edit videos for school websites as needed. This would be June 1st, 26th through July 27th, 26th for $1,000 payment. Page 65, a request from Ms. Green, Director of Emphasis, on an employee to work up to 10 days as emphasis clerk for Center Hill Elementary, beginning June 28th through June the 19th. 28 through 6/19 at her hourly rate. Page 66, request for additional pay from Ms. Green on an employee who will work as summer worker at the emphasis department, totaling 288 hours beginning 6/28 through 7/29 at $12 per hour. Page 67, request for additional pay from Ms. Baker on an employee who will work summer worker for the HR department, 40 hours per week beginning 5/8 through 7/27 at $12 per hour. And page 68 through 69 is a request for additional pay from Mr. White, Director of Plant Maintenance, on the summer workers beginning June 1st through July 24th at $13 per hour.
Mr. Olson, do you have a recommendation?
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve personnel as presented.
Do we have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Finley, do you have student discipline matters today?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman, we have student discipline matters to address in executive session.
This is how a board meeting will come to public comment. I'm gonna read a statement, and Mr. Olson's gonna take care of it. As a board, we welcome public participation at our board meetings. While this is not a debate setting or question and answer session, we reserve this time at our regular board meetings for public comment and for citizens who have requested to appear. Board policy allows 30 minutes for public comment. Public comment involving student matters or personnel matters must be heard one at a time in executive session. Each person who wishes to comment will have up to 5 minutes to speak until a 30-minute time limit is reached. When asked for public comment, please state your name. If you have a student matter or a personnel matter, please state the information as well. Do we have anyone who wishes to comment?
And you want me to take over from
Yes,
there?
you'll take over now.
Okay, I've got on request to appear, KS and JC. Okay, and so we'll do public comment first, and then we'll call on both of you. Can you please raise your hand if you signed up for public comment? 3, 2. All right. Okay. You each have 5 minutes, and so it doesn't matter the order. One of you can come up this time. If you could, please state your name, and will you be speaking about either specific students or specific employees?
No, sir.
Okay. Thank you. And if you could just state your name for the record, and you'll have 5 minutes.
All right, Tyler Littlejohn. Good afternoon. I'm here to actually share good news. I haven't spoken in a while up here, and last time I spoke, I quickly learned that I cannot change the hearts of people to protect our kids and to protect our students. With the help of people in the district, I was very fortunate to get in contact with House Representative Kim Remack, who represents this county in Jackson at the House of Representatives. And she, after talking with her, she was offering a bill, House Bill 525. And this is strictly focusing on Mississippi Code 97-3-101. And this has a lot to do with sexual battery of a minor. As of right now, where it stands, if anybody in a person of authority or trust, teacher, pastor, youth minister, camp counselor, a rec ball coach, anybody like that, if they're charged and convicted, they will serve 0 to 30 years on first conviction. Second conviction, they'll serve 0 to 40. That 0 is important because that can mean probation only. Now, most rational people in this room would think that a judge would not sentence a predator of sexually abusing a child to just probation. In October, that actually did happen. But I can say now, our state legislation and Governor Reeves signed a bill on April 8th, closing that loophole. On July 1st, starting this summer, in July 1st, 2026, anybody in a position of trust that we ask our kids to trust and they will protect, if they decide to cross that line and abuse our children, and if they are charged and convicted on the first offense and charged guilty or made guilty, they will serve 5-year minimum with 30-year maximum. If they do it again, it's a 10-year minimum to a 40-year maximum. We closed the loop. Our legislative branch did a great thing for Mississippi. As a father and as a teacher, I'm very excited about next year, knowing that every kid in the state gets to walk through a door of a school and they're protected. Especially one of those kids in Miss Williams' video, because that's one of my daughters. This won't stop abuse. This will hope to deter. But most importantly, this puts predators where they belong, behind bars, out of the public, no matter who writes a letter in their support.
Thank you. Our next speaker can please come forward. Will you be speaking about either specific students or specific? No. Thank you. And if you can please state your name for the record, you'll have 5 minutes.
Okay, hi, I'm Pam Kedrum, and most of you know me as a grandmother of a minor who was the victim of a child sexual predator and who Michelle Henley wrote a letter to support. And I've gone time after time to ask Michelle to please step down from that position simply because she's lost the trust of the people that she was elected to support, the students that she was elected to protect. But today, I'm also here, in addition to requesting that resignation, I'm also here because what I do for a living is I am a leadership and personal growth coach. And because of that, and because of what my family has endured, and because of the pain and suffering, and because of the stories that I know of victims who have been preyed upon in their church, in their school, even in their home. It is crazy, the stories I know. I can no longer be who I was before I knew those stories, and therefore I have no choice but to do something about it. And so we're launching a nonprofit, and you're going to start hearing a lot about that. We want to support adults who were victimized as children. We want to help create education and awareness, and we want to raise up advocates, leaders who will speak out and stand firm on this. And the reason I'm saying all of that to you is because I'm not going to shrink back and go home and play with my grandchildren in my backyard and pretend like I don't know what is going on in our community. Y'all see the same news reports that I do. Y'all hear the same stories that I do, and I'm going to fight. And so what I want to know is, what are y'all going to do? I just heard that y'all are leading the way on mental health. What policies are you putting in place about mandating reporters? What are you doing to make sure that our school board members, every single one of you, stand firm to fight and protect children? I think y'all have about 35,000 kids in the school district. Well, I'm being really conservative by saying 1 in 10 of them have been sexually abused. That's 3,500 students in our school district. How are they being supported? How are they being helped? Are the teachers trauma informed? Do they know what they should say and should not say? How do you handle that? Do you wait until you have proof, which means now you have a victim? Or are you teaching them to report anything that they suspect or that they've heard or that they're afraid of? Is there a safe place for someone to go if they need to report that? Like, what are you doing? What are the policies and procedures that y'all want to put in place to protect these kids? Like, we have got to do something. And I'm willing to stand shoulder to shoulder with you and do whatever I need to do. But a lot of times when we come, y'all tell us what you can't do. So I just want to hear what you can do. And so I would love to hear back from you, or even if you want to email and let's talk about it, or if we want to sit down in a private session and talk about it, I'm excited to do that. But let's don't shrink back. Let's don't be quiet. You know, I was Googling today and I was asking what happens if a school board member, and Michelle Henley popped up in the story about how she supported a predator and what she did. What's going to happen if I Google your name? What's going to pop up? Is it going to say, I am the school board member who stood firm, who really did care about the kids more than I cared about people pleasing, more than I cared about being popular? I was the one who stood up and did what was right to protect the students that I was elected to protect. Anybody want to say anything in response?
As you said, we can communicate about it, and you and I have sat down before, and I'm glad to sit down with you again. And some of the things you talked about, I know Ms. Williams touched on that earlier, and we've also talked to our principals about some of the things you mentioned also about mandatory reporting. I'll be glad to sit down and share some of that information.
Yeah, and it would be great to share with the public. Like, we need to know that. Like, what are you doing to protect the children? Because it's devastating and frightening to realize that the number one personality trait of a predator is deceit. And so nobody ever suspects it, or we would have already outed them, right? And so we have got to learn what to do, because they're great deceivers. Every single person who has ever violated a child has convinced them that it was okay and they were playing a game, right? And that what they were doing is all really, really sick. It's deviant behavior. And so we've got to have public policy. We have to know. It has to be more than just, we can talk about it, but we need to make it strong policies. Let's lead the way. Let's be the leaders. Like, let's show the rest of the state, the rest of the region, the rest of the nation what to do and how to stand firm against this. Okay, we'll work together.
I'm willing to work with you. I told you that from the very beginning.
You heard it here. Woo! Okay, thank you.
We've discussed that before, and Ms. Williams will tell you, like, when she and I meet, I mean, we talk about several situations, and there's many things that they go on behind the scenes that we work on. Once again, a lot of it's because of specific students, so we can't talk about it. But I can assure you work is going on every day. And I know what you're saying. We need to have it out in front of the public. A lot of what's going on behind the scenes, because it's specific student matters, specific family matters, things of that nature. But
Sure,
but
yes,
I-
privacy should be protected, but what we do know is that we have a school board member who wrote a letter for a creditor, that's very public. We also have seen rumored online that a principal wrote a letter and that many teachers did, and so that's a problem. That is a problem, and so what are we gonna do about it? We gotta do something.
Thank you for appearing that. Thank you. Next up, we have KS. Will you be speaking about either specific students or specific employees?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. And if you'll state your name for the record, and you have 10 minutes.
My name is Katie Sasso. Michelle, would you look at me? Thank you for that courtesy. Because I noticed you didn't look at the other two the entire time they were talking. Here we are again, as promised. Let's recap why we continue to come before you. I'm just waiting for you to give me your full attention. Thank you. I mean, I would tell my son to close his computer if he can't. Let's recap why we continue to come before you and ask you to resign. You willingly wrote a letter. For a convicted sexual predator. Now, every time you look down, I'm gonna stop. I want your full attention. You can roll your eyes if you want. A predator who got 10 minutes. It's a matter of respect. Thank you. A predator who groomed, gaslit, manipulated, and traumatized her victim. You've previously claimed you didn't know at the time. Let's assume that's a plausible denial of guilt. You have had numerous times since then to offer apologies, express regret, anything to show the victim's family you would do things differently if you could. Not to mention the countless times they have come before you, month after month, asking if you would resign your position for the good of the community. The very people you sit up next to now, your fellow board members, they've asked you to quit, to resign, to step in. They don't want you here. What pride keeps you from doing so? Last month, you couldn't even be bothered to show up. You have what, 2 school board meetings every month that are public for everyone. And in that time, I have been coming to these meetings, I've seen you miss at least 3. How is that not dereliction of duty when all you have to do is sit up there during these meetings? And it's usually conveniently when it gets a little too hot. You know, I used to look at you with anger. I was so mad at you. I didn't understand as a mother how you could do that. All the reasons still apply. You and people like you are the reason sexual predators like Lindsay Whiteside continue to thrive, because you would rather bury your heads in the sand, refuse to see your part in it. You want life to just move on, for us, everyone, to forget your part in it. Guess what? Her victim doesn't get to move on. That family doesn't get to just move on. They grow and live and love, and boy, have they done a fantastic job of showing grace and love and mercy in all of this. I'm not angry at you these days. I kind of look at you and I just have pity. Because your legacy is ruined. Ms. Pam said she Googled the first thing that came up. This. Not any work you've done for the past 20 years or however long you've been in DeSoto County. When people Google your name the next time you try to get reelected to this school board, this will be the first thing that pops up. Your part to play in re-traumatizing that victim. Your refusal to accept any accountability or express any remorse. Heck, as of this morning, your double-speaking non-apology is still up publicly on your Facebook page. It's still there, all these months later. I pity you because you are likely surrounded by yes men, people who are willing to tell you that you did nothing wrong, lawyers that likely advise you to just sit up there, smacking your gum, acting like you don't have a care in the world. I pity you because you had an opportunity on that stand and you squandered it. Your legacy, what people remember you for, was shredded the day you decided you did nothing wrong in writing that letter. The day you refused to simply say, I'm sorry, I was wrong. We teach our children to say those words when they have hurt someone, however unintentionally. It may not have been your intent when you wrote that letter. You may not have known. Guess what? You still say sorry when you hurt someone. I pity you because this is going to follow you forever. I see a sad little woman trying desperately to hold on to whatever last scrap of power she has left. Go home tonight, love on your family. I want you to think of the victim when you lay your head down, and I want you to remember how brave she was the day she got on that stand and recounted so many of the things that predator did to her. The calculated manipulation she endured, and I want you to be thankful that in the private time and access that Lindsay had to your daughter, that the same wasn't done to her. As long as you sit on this board, I will continue to remind you of the way you abandoned your values to write that letter. The way you used your position on this school board. You will get to sit up there and look into my eyes, someone who endured something very similar, who carried that guilt and shame for 20 years, so I get it, who didn't tell a soul because some part of me feared that people like you, who would act as if it wasn't that bad, it wasn't what I thought it was. And I will remind you that you failed. In the moment you could have risen to the needs of that victim of the justice system, you failed. You failed that precious girl. You failed your own legacy. You failed your professed faith. I do pray for you. For whatever has you convinced that you did nothing wrong. Because as angry as I could be with you for your failures in this, our God is also a God of grace and love. One who wiped away my sin and shame and regrets, and yours before any of us knew we needed it. Your forgiveness was blood-bought before you even existed. I pray your pride doesn't keep you from recognizing how much you need them. Forgiveness, though, does not mean getting away with our sins when they hurt others. God's word also demands accountability and a true repenting and changing of hearts. You have hurt this community that you profess to love deeply, Michelle. I pray you recognize that and choose to do the right thing by stepping down so we all, including you, can begin to heal and move forward. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Next, we have JC. JC, will you be speaking about either specific students or specific boards?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, and you will have 10 minutes. You can state your name for the record.
Jay Crawford. Before I get started on my topic, I just want to bring up Mayor Adams again. He's reached a new low. I'm trying to go tell him to step down just like they're doing because it's their constitutional right. And it's very important that we're allowed to do that because people in elected positions have a grace period. And if their grace runs out, they need to be disgraced. And Mayor Adams, his grace period has ran out and he needs to be disgraced. The guy's a moron. And I need to disgrace him, but he won't let me. I sent an email to his city clerk and she calls me and says, oh, well, you're not allowed to come up here and tell him to resign or disgrace him. I'm like, what are you talking about? And so they denied me. So I was just curious, and I wanted to know if South Haven allows it. I wanted to know if Hernando allows it. South Haven won't return my call. I left multiple voicemails. They won't return my call. Hernando, the mayor's assistant, calls me and says, well, I don't see what good it would do you going up there and telling him to step down. Why don't you just vote? I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, there's cities, municipalities all over this place that are so corrupted, the citizens and the elected officials, right? And the vote does no good. The vote is worthless. It's meaningless. And when it becomes meaningless, we should have the right to address our elected officials and disgrace them, embarrass them. That is our right. That's why our forefathers fought and died for that freedom. Because in a despotic regime, the first thing they take away is freedom of speech. So I'm going to stand on this hill. I will die on this hill. Won't nobody shut me up. Y'all can throw me in jail. But to my topic, I come here to talk about bullying, the psychology of bullying. And Mayor Adams tries to act like I'm a bully. I'm bullying him. Why don't I just be nice? Why don't I just talk nice? Sometimes you gotta speak up. Sometimes you gotta be loud. Sometimes you gotta be stern. Because if you're not, there's two forces. There's a duality. There's a yin and the yang, and they've been at odds since the beginning of civilization. And one tries to defeat the other. And that's what's going on in schools right now. That's an aspect of bullying. Where does that come from? And besides the psychology of bullying, I was going to talk about misnomers. But I'm not going to get into misnomers because that's going to take me way more than the time that I'm allotted. But when I was young, I went to private school. I went to Catholic school, and I never experienced bullying. And say what you want about Catholicism, but those nuns know how to maintain order in a school. But when I came to public school, it was like a culture shock. And my instincts were kicking in, my social instincts, my security instincts, right? I felt very precarious, right? I needed to find a clique. I needed to find a squad to belong to. But the squad I found were a bunch of degenerates, right? But I was trying to fit in. And one time they were picking on a smaller kid, and that smaller kid stood up and fought back. And my degenerate friend was starting to lose. But me wanting to fit in, trying to become part of the squad, I jumped in on the fight and helped my degenerate friend win the fight and beat up the weaker kid. And that pierced my heart. Because I sat in the office, in the principal's office, and I saw that kid crying and really hurt. And I realized what I did, and I never bullied again. That was the end of my bullying. I still experienced bullying. I still got bullied. I was bullied through school, and it didn't stop in school. It went on into my career, my 20s, my 30s. And it seemed like in my 40s, the bullying was getting worse. It's not physical bullying, of course, but it's verbal bullying, right? A lot of name calling, a lot of just men trying to delegitimize other men, because the way our society is set up, right, is all a big competition, right? There's winners and losers, and nobody wants to be a loser. So with the bully mentality, it's like you want to win. So if you see a weaker opponent, right, you're going to want to delegitimize him. But that brings up one of my words that I use for my see, my brain's freezing up. Well, I forgot the name of it, but the word is magnanimity. Remember when I brought up magnanimity, right? That is when a stronger opponent, right, shows meekness, shows humility to a weaker opponent, right? And that's one of the most virtuous things you can do. When I was a police officer, when I first became a police officer, a lot of cops don't admit this. But when I got my gun belt and put on my gun, I felt this sense of power. And I like power, right? And a lot of people seek that power. And that's what those bullies feel like they have. They have power. And I walked around with my head held high, taking pride in my power. But it wasn't until I discovered God, the love of God pierced my heart, just like that bully that beat up the weaker opponent. It pierced my heart back then. God pierced my heart again when I was 40. And I didn't feel so much gratification of having power anymore, right? I started to feel the love of God, right? And that was way more gratifying than any power that I've ever experienced. And that's what I'm trying to imbue. That's what I'm trying to infer to other people. We're all chasing power. We're all chasing advancement. We're all chasing promotion. But as soon as we start chasing the love of God, right, that's where the gratification comes from, that nothing of this world, of this material world made of matter, can compare. There's another word called theosis. We know what psychosis is. We know what hypnosis is. We know what narcosis is. But nobody knows what this word theosis is. This is what these bullies are feeling. They're feeling theosis, right? It's theological. Everybody wants to be the man, right? You know how like guys see other guys like, you the man. No, you the man. Everybody wants to be the man. Nobody wants to be a man. Nobody wants to be that. Everybody wants to be the man. So when they feel like the man, they're experiencing theosis. It's psychological, right? We were talking about mental health, right? I struggle with mental health, but we got to understand it's psychological. So how can we understand psychology better? To have a good psychology, you have to have three things. You have to have something to do, you have to have someone or something to love, and you have to have something to hope for.
You have 1 minute.
And I have all three of those, right? I have something to do, I have someone to love, and something to hope for. But what I have to hope for is not of this world. It's transcendental. It's the source. It's the monad. It's the creator. But it took me a long time to figure that out because I got a low IQ. But I finally figured it out with years of study, not just the Bible, but cosmology, psychology, and other sciences. And I'm just trying to preach this truth to everybody else because that's the only thing that's going to defeat the bullying, that's going to defeat the mental health crisis is God. Because without God, we have nothing to hope for. Nothing. I love you all. God bless.
Thank you. All right, next up, that concludes the request to appear and the public comment. I have another superintendent's report. You may certainly be with that.
You'll discuss your superintendent's report, Mr. Wilson.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Board members, if you'll see in front of you, I have a sheet of paper, personnel recommendations for today. I've got 3 recommendations there in front of you. I would like to recommend to the board, please approve those recommendations.
Do I have a motion for Mr. Austin's recommendations?
I make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Going on with my superintendent's report, first of all, I want to thank 2 of our principals, Mr. Dwayne Case, principal of Hernando High School, and Ms. Lisa Duke, principal of DeSoto Central Elementary School. Both of them today announced their retirements, and we are going to miss both of them. They've both done a phenomenal job in their roles as principal, and we just want to extend our gratitude to them and thank them for all that they've done for DeSoto County Schools. With that being said, because we had 2 retirements that were announced today, we also have 2 new principals. Our board just approved both of them, and I would like to introduce them to you and at the same time let you hear from them. First of all, I want to say this. We have got 2 principals and then also a transfer. I'll get into the transfer in a moment, but the first principal is our new principal at DeSoto Central Elementary School, She is coming to us from Lewisburg Primary School, where she's been serving as assistant principal, and that's Ms. Alex Williams.
Hi, good afternoon. First and foremost, I just want to thank each and every one of you for giving me this great opportunity. I'm so thankful and blessed to be a part now of the DeSoto Central Elementary School. I'm so excited to work with the faculty and staff at DCE. I know firsthand how fabulous the staff is there. The teachers, they're amazing. My journey actually started as a teacher at Lewisburg Primary School. I moved into the elementary math specialist position here at Central Services. Then I was assistant principal at DeSoto Central Primary, Shadow Oaks Elementary, and Lewisburg Primary School. So I always say, once a Jag, always a Jag. I have family here today. My dad is here. My husband is here. I didn't have purple, but he did, so I made sure that he wore that today. And I just want to thank y'all again, and I really appreciate your time.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I can speak from experience that purple's important over here, so it's good that we had that. No, congratulations, and we know you're going to do a great job. That's awesome. And we had a transfer today. Mr. Nick Tungett, principal of Horn Lake High School, accepted the principal position at Fernando High School. So we had a vacancy at Horn Lake High School, and that is being filled by Horn Lake High School Assistant Principal, Mr. Wiley Maddox.
Good afternoon. I'd first like to start by saying thank you to Mr. Usleton and the school board for this great opportunity. Stepping into this role is a huge honor, and it's one that I don't take lightly, so thank you for believing in me and giving me this opportunity. I'd also like to say thank you to Mr. Tungett for his leadership and his mentorship over the past 4 years. I definitely would not be here without him, and I appreciate all that you've done for me. And finally, I'd definitely like to say thank you to my wife who's here today, Meg, for all her support and sacrifices over the years. Thank you so much for all that you've done. I'm very excited to be the principal at Horn Lake High School next year. Like Mr. also said, I've been an assistant principal there for 4 years, and we've experienced a tremendous amount of growth during that time, thanks to Mr. Tungett and to all of our amazing staff and the hard work that they've done. So I know firsthand how great of a group of people I'm going to get to lead, and I'm excited about that. And I'm just very excited to be able to keep working with them and to continue to see our students grow over the next several years and continue working with the amazing students and the community members of Horn Lake. So thank you again, and thank you, school board. Thank you, Mr. Elston, for this opportunity, and go Eagles.
Well, I could say Mr. Maddox and Ms. Williams both were very excited for y'all to be in these roles, and we know that y'all are going to do great things there. And so just real excited about they'll be meeting their new faculty. They'll both be meeting with them Monday afternoon, and so we're excited. We know they're excited to meet everyone, and I'm sure their teachers will be too. They are both inheriting a great staff there at Horn Lake High School and DeSoto Central Elementary School. Once again, congratulations, and that concludes my second superintendent.
Thank you, Mr. Olson. Now I need a motion for consideration of closed session to determine whether the school board should enter into executive session for the following matters: student discipline matters, possible litigation, personnel contract matters.
I'll make that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Chase will come back and inform you whether we stay in executive session. The next board meeting is scheduled for May the 21st, 2026.